Hi, everybody. Happy Monday, Monday, Monday. Let's see who's all here. Oh, Stacy, thank you for becoming a member.
You're welcome.
Hog Rider, hello. Flower Girl, Splash. Jimmy, Deidre, Kimmy, hello, hello. Michelle, thank you for being here. Gina, hello, beautiful. Sorry, guys. My phone's tripping out on me. Hey Kelly. Hello everybody. Let's just do it that. Okay, guys, we'll just cut to the chase. Hope everybody's having a great Monday. Stacy, thank you for being up here with me today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. Um, so you guys, some things were brought to my attention this weekend regarding our favorite washed up 80s child actor, Mr. Feldman himself. um, and, just when I thought he couldn't go lower or get worse, he just, is right there to prove me otherwise. So, Corey.
It's why I stopped saying it because whenever I say he can't get any worse, you can guarantee he will.
Right? And it just reminds me when the morning of the syringe incident, when Bobby was like freaking out, and like me and Shannon were just like laughing about it. He's like, "It's not funny," and we're like, "But it is," because he does this to himself, man. Like, you'll get used to it, Bobby. Just give it a little bit of time.
Oh, it's
So,
bonkers.
yeah, so this was something I definitely felt like it needed to be addressed. And we kind of touched on it briefly with the last stream we did. So the video that we watched of that 13-year-old kid doing a review of his new music. Well, Feldman is communicating with this kid a lot publicly. So I'm going to assume it's being done privately also. So, but I don't know that for sure, obviously, but I'm just going to assume that by other things that I have found out. But this kid is now going after quote unquote Wolfpack members on Twitter, or people that he thinks are Wolfpack members, or anybody who just doesn't like Feldman. And, the kid's done videos for the last like 3-4 weeks that I did not know, I wasn't aware of till yesterday, where, he talks about this stuff. And, you know, so we're just going to go over their interactions and then discuss it, because it's like, let's not forget. Hold on, let me see if I can bring something up. Or Stacy, you want to say anything while I look for something regarding?
Yeah, in one of the videos that the kid did recently, he actually confirmed that Feldman is in his DM because Feldman has sent him a list of people to block. I don't believe for a second the conversation ended there. I think they're still speaking in DM because the kid's going to ask questions about, well, why block these people? And he's going to tell him. I dread to think the conversations they're having in private.
Yeah, and let's not forget what Feldman had asked one of his a supporter at the time to do back in late 2017. Feldman asked this supporter, which was Kim at the time, "Well, I wouldn't want you to do anything illegal or anything that could cause trouble for you. However, I do have his Skype name, email, and the IP address of the computer he has been signing on with in Calgary. But the only good way to get him, the only good way, okay, that's not, the only way, good way to get him would be a sting or a setup situation. Like a good looking kid go hangs out by his place with a wire on." So what they were discussing here was he was asking one of his supporters that lived in Canada to get a good, attractive kid, because there was other screenshots, to use as bait to try to catch John Grissom. Is that how you say his last name, right?
Yeah.
So instead of Feldman giving this information to the police, because John is on the run, from what I understand, right? He has an outstanding warrant in the United States.
I think he's wanted because he hasn't registered as a sex offender.
Right. So instead of giving the police that information, he wants to set up, use a child for bait to try to catch this guy. Put that kid in danger. Not even going to the police and trying to do something like that with them, just asking someone who's a supporter of his at the time, to do something like that and put that child at risk. But he's all about helping the kids, right? And let me just throw this out there for everybody to think about. Feldman wanted to do this documentary, right? To name the pedophiles and save the kids of Hollywood and, expose the bad guys and blah, 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 to help the kids.
Mm-hmm.
His documentary is not out there anymore. It was only out for a year. So how was that documentary to help kids? Never mind, he was only going to show it one day, you guys. But he ended up having it out for a year. But how does that help kids today? Or if I get my kid in show business tomorrow, how it's not out there.
No.
So it was 100% a cash grab that he tried to attempt by using other people's money to make the documentary / movie he wanted. That's all it was about. And it proves it right there that he didn't make that documentary, out there in the world for the rest of our lives and so on and so on.
Yeah.
So, and then he wants to do things that put kids in danger. And now he's telling the kid, oh yeah, block the people. This is who you need to block, blah, blah, blah. But yet at the same time, he's like encouraging him and interacting with this child publicly and privately. He retweeted a tweet which will show that I think HGM says something about how he looks like Feldman as a child. And the kid says, oh yeah, I get that a lot. And then, so what better kid to use as bait for John Grissom than this kid who looks like Feldman? It's sick and twisted. And he's just disgusting. And, this kid, he doesn't know what he's getting involved in because he's a child and he doesn't know everything, and it's just a really, really sad situation. So let's go ahead, Stacey. You have anything else you want to add?
Yeah, like, he sent that message to Kim about using a good-looking kid. The kid now is 13, the one that he's speaking to. He's having conversations with this child about pedophiles and, abusers. One mentality you could speak to a child in that manner for a start anyway. And he's giving this kid information about known pedophiles, and this kid's looking into them. Like, how dangerous is that? And where is this kid's parents?
Yeah, that is, very concerning. And, I think you have to be 13 or 14 or 14. I don't even know what the age limit is on Twitter.
13.
It's 13.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if my child was interacting with somebody like Feldman on social media, I would definitely want somebody to intervene and, make me aware of it or, talk to the child. It's not a good situation at all. And
No.
This poor kid doesn't know what he's getting himself involved in at all. So, all right, let's go over some of these tweets. Now, these tweets aren't in order, guys. I just want to show their interaction. So that's what we're going to do now. All right, share. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so here he says, this is the 13-year-old child. Hey, can you help me tell my girlfriend what the art of how do you say it? Choreography is?
Choreography.
Choreography. Feldman says the dance. And then he says nice. Okay, so I mean you can see how much they interact. So here's the kid saying, oh, and also that bastard Wise or whatever attacked one of my videos announcing I came back to Twitter. I have no significant concerns to him. He's coward ass child support owning bitch, and then puts a video. And then Feldman says, I promise Marty Wise owned no child owes, I think is what he wanted. No child support, as he would have to have had a female partner to make a baby. And he's a gay pedo. So we all know there are no females involved. I mean, that's not a conversation you should be having with this freaking kid.
No.
You know, and then the kid says, wait, was Weiss named in the documentary? And Feldman says, you betcha. And then the kid says, is he one of the hackers? So, like, obviously, they had a conversation about who to block, and Feldman, you know, with his, you comment on his Twitter feed, and all of a sudden you're a hacker and all that. So, I can't right now, Shaney, because I'm in this screen. And then Feldman says he's many of the hackers. And then the kid says, I have hacker friends. If you need cyber protection for releasing the doc, I'll call Sale. So now this kid is like offering Feldman access. I do want you to come on, Shane. Just give me a minute. Feldman access to hack us and God knows whatever else. Hold on. I'm going to send you the StreamYard link because I figured out a way I could do it without, but just it's going to probably take me a minute to bring you on. So just get back there. Give me a couple minutes, please, and thank you. But you got to be on good behavior, Shaney. I want this video to stay monetized, please. Okay. And then the kid says, no, seriously. They have stopped DDoS, well, I don't know what that is, attacks, which were a problem the first time, yes?
Yeah, it was apparently a DDoS attack that hacked the website for the documentary.
Yeah, I don't even know what that all means.
So, no, me.
Shani, I sent you the StreamYard link in Messenger.
And just another quick point as well. Feldman's forever calling us all pedophiles, and he's giving our information to a child.
Yeah. Oh.
If we really are pedophiles, surely that's a bit dangerous.
Right. Hey, Shangy.
Yeah, just take your time, and when you're ready, I got a clip to play for you. So I'll just stay quiet. You do your thing. Is it
YouTube friendly? Is it going to get me demonetized?
I don't think it's going to get you demonetized. Don't worry.
All right.
But it has to do with Corey Feldman.
Okay. All right, let's go to the next one. So here's their interaction on February 28th. Feldman says, how about living off the land, God's green earth? Fruits and vegetables provide all the natural protein source a human being needs. Trust me, I know. I've lived meat-free for over 35 years. And the number one question I get is, how do you look so young? And then the kid says, Ted Nugent kills animals, ? I could understand it if it was self-defense or for food. But why does he do that? Feldman says, well, he eats them. But come on, we all know Mr. Nugent could afford a Big Mac anytime he wants. So I don't buy it's because he has to. Plus, I've talked about it with whatever. Okay, so Feldman, you want him to buy Big Macs, but don't they have to kill the animals to make the Big Mac anyways?
You just.
Mm-hmm. Oh, here was the rest of his tweet. Plus, I've talked about it with him. He very much loves doing it. He calls it a sport and an American heritage. I think of it as a mistake. We can do better. Well, to each its own. If, your wife wants to, live off fruit for the rest of her life, so be it. If people want to eat meat, so be it, Just like, he's talking to this kid like he's just an adult.
Yeah.
So then the kid says, what about incognito? I don't know what the hell that is. And Feldman says, don't know him. He says, they make meat out of plants. Yeah, like the Impossible Burger. And then he's tweeting at Feldman, should I watch this movie? Of course, Feldman has to respond. For sure, it features music by TM. Oh, I'm watching it now. Also, I put Live Left with Something in Your Eyes on a CD. He's just talking to the kid about, oh God, so I don't know what crunk copy of Something You messing with, but we have a brand new remastered version on CD in the hashtag Love Left hashtag box set. Me thinks you need this. Better write that Christmas list to Santa early, LOL. And then he says, I don't write to Santa. I write to the Holy Spirit of Kurt Cobain for my Christmas.
Sorry, that's funny.
Yeah, here he's telling this kid, go spend $300 on my box set. What you're watching is a bad copy, but if, you buy my box set or ask Santa for it, then you'll have a better copy of it.
I think these tweets, I think tweets do show a friendship between them, though. And it's gone back a few months, to be fair.
Yeah. It's strange. And it's inappropriate, in my opinion. And he says, I don't write to Santa, I write to Kurt Cobain. Feldman says, LOL, same thing. Then the kid says, Kurt Cobain is Santa? No, but you just got as good of a chance of Santa stopping by as you do Cobain. LOL, just kidding. We all know Santa is real. And then he says, Kurt Russell is Santa. Like, why are you trying to befriend this child? It's so strange to me. What do you guys think about it in the chat? Are we reaching here, or do you guys think it's inappropriate too? I do, and like I said, I wouldn't want my kids interacting with somebody like him. Or like, if the kid tweets at a celebrity and the celebrity, which I'm using that term very loosely, okay, when I'm referring to Feldman, but, and they respond, okay, that's cool. But to sit there and constantly interact and be like, here, kid, this is who you need to block on Twitter. Or, here, these are the people that, you interact with, or whatever it is. It's just inappropriate, in my opinion.
It's made me uneasy since it started, but it's just getting worse.
Yeah. And I didn't know they were interacting on Twitter. I knew about this. I just thought he shared his link to his video. So we showed this the other day where Feldman tweeted out, cool review from a young fan, and he's down with Freddie D. Feldman, did you not watch all his videos? Because in some of the kids' videos, he does speak about, like, he did a review about the movie Busted, and the kid said it was like one of the worst movies he ever saw. He has made some comments that aren't like, kissing Feldman's ass in the beginning, but now since he's having all these interactions with Feldman, now he's just blinded to, all of it and everything else. And, just involving this kid in the situation with us, which is messed up. Feldman, you can't have it both ways, Feldman. You sit there and say, we want to destroy you and your life, and we're horrible people, and we're pedos and pedo protectors and all that garbage. But yet the kid is interacting and going after people that dislike you, and that's okay, right? Because he's doing your dirty work per se, and you're getting off on it, I guess. Whatever. Like, it's just, yeah, it's very concerning. Okay, so my bad, it wasn't HGM, it was Carrie, who said, OMG, he kind of looks like you when you were younger. And the kid says, I get that a lot, thanks.
And let's also remember, this kid is now putting out videos asking us for proof of things that happened. So, yeah, I don't like that either.
Oh, hi, Amy. It's good to meet you. Judy has talked to me about the friends that she has in LA, and I keep telling her she needs to get her butt on a plane and come out here, because I live like an hour from LA. And then here the kid is responding to when he shared his YouTube link. The kid says, I might be your youngest fan unless you count my sister, but I wouldn't consider her a fan, LOL. Okay, so this was a comment that I left on the kids' video, but let me see if I can get a screenshot of the. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I think I gotta. Sorry, guys. Let me see if I can. Okay, so this is what the message up here said, the full thing. I said, oh, look, because the kid did a review about the movie Busted. So I responded on it. And I said, oh, look, it's the movie that Feldman hired the pedophile DB to be in, knowing he had abused Corey Haim. Corey Haim came onto the set and flipped out on Feldman for it, because DB was there. And Feldman said to Haim, I thought you would like it. So Haim walked off the set and quit. Guess what Feldman did? He told people he had to fire Haim for being on drugs. Those are facts. Haim and Feldman were never best friends in real life. Haim couldn't stand him. That was all an act for business reasons. Since you always want to know about sources, my sources are Haim's mom, family, and friends. Feldman is the only one that has that narrative. I also met Feldman myself 20 years ago, 3 different times. He's never been sober, and I saw firsthand how he treats women. You really need to be careful. I have a son your age, and I would lose it if my son was interacting with someone like Feldman. And then he replied, to be fair, you don't know what happened, so it could have, but I highly doubt it. I'm like, what? So then I said, well, Haim's mom and friends were there and they told me, so I tend to believe the people that were there. Never mind, Haim himself called Feldman out for it on their reality show, which is absolutely true.
Yep.
Okay, so in one of the videos I watched yesterday that he had up on his channel, which was a few weeks old, and I didn't know about it until yesterday, like I said. And he brings up that somebody on Twitter had told him about how HDM called CPS on somebody, on the Wolfpack side. So I said, I'm the person that HDM called CPS on. I have plenty of proof on my channel about Feldman. It's sick he's now using you to come after people who stand by Feldman's victims. You need to be careful. Do you know Feldman has asked one of his fans to get a 13-year-old boy and use that kid as bait to catch a pedophile? And now he's using you for his sick and twisted games. Well, he responded saying, actually, no. And I'm that person you're talking about. And I chose to do that. So actually, no, he didn't know that Feldman did that. But he's saying, oh, well, yeah, I'm the person, you're the kid, which I obviously know that. That's why I told him to be careful. And I choose to do that. Now, when I first read this, I was like, whoa, is this kid trying to insinuate that Feldman, like he chose to be a bait for Feldman? And I sent it to Stacy right away. And Stacy said that she thinks he's just saying, no, he's choosing to come after the people he's coming after on Twitter.
I changed my mind. Sorry.
What? You changed your mind?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just clicked to what that comment means, and I'll tell you later. Can't discuss it now, but
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Oh, I know. Wow. Okay. I know what you're getting at.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, we will discuss that later. There are things that we were made aware of in I'm not even going to say how we were made aware of it, that we can't discuss publicly, but I'm going with my original thought of what I thought regarding this, that Feldman is trying to use him as bait. So. This doesn't have to do with the kid. This was just another interaction. So we'll go over this, I guess, right now. Screw it. So this was just something else, another attack that, he's doing kind of on Stacy. Well, hold on. So somebody said, y'all know Corey Feldman runs a effing cult, right? And Feldman says, really? Where is it? Who's in it? Please tell me more. Duh. God's people are desperate for attention and gullible. Time to stop getting so baked, Miss Potato. Well, Feldman, the reason why people think that is, okay, you want to know where it is? Your house that you called the Feldman Mansion, and who's in it? All the victims that you have now that you abused and kept in your house and didn't pay them and didn't feed them, didn't let them go out, didn't let them interact with their family. That's who was in it, okay? And God knows what you're currently doing. I heard that he has more young women living in his house. So, and then somebody says, I join up just like that. Goonies never say die. And the person said, so he can force you to have sex and walk around in undies all day, and you can't eat anything but fruit and forget money and ever leaving his house. This person says, yes, 100% he can. I give him my full permission. Person says, okay, cool. That's really sad that you would let yourself be treated worse than an animal by a creepy little freak, but okay. And that's just disgusting. Like, have a little bit respect for his victims, okay? That, thought that they were, doing something to further their career and all that, and that he absolutely abused physically, mentally, sexually.
Yeah.
So then Stacy must have hacked on his Twitter to leave this comment again. Stacy. So Stacy says there are special places for people like you, and we like to call them mental health facilities. You actually disgust me that you have this attitude. Spend 5 minutes talking to the woman Feldman has sexually abused, and then make it something to snigger at. You're a disgrace.
It just reminds me of those tweets Lynette posted a while back saying how she'd be lucky to be raped by Feldman. These women make me sick.
Yeah. So again, here's him asking, which we'll go over this now since there's more people in the chat that there was in the beginning. Here's Feldman asking one of his supporters to use a child as bait, which now Feldman is currently doing that with this 13-year-old on Twitter. And he says, well, I wouldn't want you to do anything illegal or anything that would cause trouble for you. However, I do have his Skype name, meaning John Grissom, email, and the IP address of the computer he has been signing on to in Calgary. But the only good way to get him would be a sting or setup situation, like to get a good-looking kid to go hang out by his place with a wire on. That's disgusting.
It just frustrates me that he keeps getting away with this stuff.
Yeah, agreed. Those are my comments. Okay. All right, I gotta blow this one up. So here, and you can see the kid is in this thread too. Feldman says the fact that they are harassing a 13-year-old kid pretty much says it all. Who attacks and stalks a child? Oh yeah, sleazy pedos. Sorry, dude. Please just block and ignore them as best you can. Even talking about them gives them an ego boost. So best to ignore whatever they say and block them. You know, no one's attacking this child. He's commenting on people's tweets that are against Feldman, and not everybody's going to look at this whole kid's Twitter thread and go down and realize he's a child. So they're just responding, you know, spitting at facts at him and sharing links, and then the kid, you know, it's going back and forth. And from what I saw, it's this woman on Twitter, and her real name or her real last name, I'm not sure, is Wolf. And, you know, they're going back and forth, and that kid just assumed she was associated with the Wolf Pack because her legal name has Wolf in it.
It's ridiculous.
Absolutely. And actually, I'm going to do something here because instead of blowing these up, I'm going to just find them on my phone and read it because I don't want to kick out and get in another screen and share something that's not ready to be shared. So, give me a second.
Okay.
Okay. So this tweet says, or this is the kid tweeting, as a younger fan, let me enlighten you. They are pedo-protecting cyber terrorists who have done attacks towards Corey, both in the real world and in the cyber world, aka a bunch of 30-year-old twits who live in their mom's basement who just hate Corey. Oh, geez, who does that sound like? It almost sounds like Corey might have hacked this kid's account and tweeted this. Obviously, I don't think that, but it sounds just like Corey, you know, and they're clearly with other information that I'm made aware of that I can't share at this point in time. I know that they're an interaction, and by that kid's response to me on that YouTube video, that proves it to me. And, you know, calling us pedo protectors and cyber terrorists and blah, 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 blah. I would love to know what real attacks we've done to Corey in the real world and even in the cyber world, because we're allowed to give our opinions on things, especially celebrities who abuse people. Like, I don't, is that what people say to R. Kelly's victims? Or, people who speak out against R. Kelly? Sorry, guys.
The only physical thing that's happened to Feldman in the last 5 years that we've been covering this is a calendar got left on his doorstep.
Right.
And that's it.
And I'm starting to think he put it there himself.
I know I didn't
That
do it.
would surprise me.
Let's see, where's this tweet at? So, and then here are the kids tweeting at Feldman. And it says, Feldman, the internet is stupid and they don't give you the right information. I'm doing research for a video. That's why I looked them up. And he looked up Alfie Hoffman, and it says Alfie Hoffman's parents are Bobby Hoffman, and his children's name is Jordan Wall. And so, of course, Feldman wants to discuss pedophiles again with this child. Let me find this tweet. Okay, so then Feldman says, yeah, he told everyone Bobby was his dad, when the facts are his real last name is Rivas, and Bobby was his gay lover who died of AIDS in capital letters.
Is it possible to zoom in on that?
Yeah, I was trying. I don't want to just drop it out. And then Feldman says, and yeah, the pic is of Alfie Hoffman, a.k.a. Rivas, not Bobby. Bobby was like 80 years old when I last saw him. Okay, and then I guess I'll just blow these up now. And then the kid says the video is only a black screen. Feldman says patience, young. What word is that? Padawan? I don't even know what that word is.
I can't even see that.
Where it says patience. Oh, okay. That's a Star Wars term. Patience, young Padawan.
How do you say it?
Padawan.
Okay.
Patience, young Padawan. Yeah, it's a term I heard in the Star Wars prequels. That's meaning like kind of like an apprentice for a Jedi, I think.
Okay. So then the kid says, I need to use the Force, but I shouldn't. It's not the Jedi way. Feldman says, I like it. And then he says, oh, and we read these tweets, the tweet before where the kid talks to him about Marty Weiss.
Yeah, how appropriate that they're into Star Wars, a movie where young kids are groomed to be fucking soldiers with laser swords.
Wow.
I've never watched any of them films.
So, and then okay, I think we read these. Okay, we read these. Sorry. I think we might be here at the end. Hold on. Yeah, that's about the hackers. Okay. All right, guys. So that's the end of the tweet interactions that I found yesterday. But, he's definitely interacting with this young fan child, however you want to put it and wrap it up. And in my opinion, I think it's absolutely disgusting. It's one thing you want to share the kids, a review about him with, okay, that's fine, but to sit there and continuously speak to him and, telling him who to block and what to do and using him as bait for things. Which, like I said, we were made aware of something. I just were not able to talk about it publicly right now. There are things that I think should be handled behind the scenes, maybe regarding that. because the kid admitted it in that response to me on YouTube. So you guys are just going to have to trust me on that he is using this kid for his own sick, twisted games
Gay
or
ops.
pleasure or whatever. Yeah, gay ops. So, yeah.
I've spoken to a few people about this over the last couple of weeks. Someone said something to me yesterday that kind of made me go, whoa. But the fact is, if Dominic was still alive, this kid would already be his next victim. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on it, Shangy?
Corey, you need to stay away from them damn kids. Like, you're a fucking weirdo. You're more like Michael Jackson than I thought. Not only do you hit on underage girls, you're grooming young boys to be your young Padawan. What the hell, man? In those Star Wars prequels, right? You know what created Darth Vader? Well, as a 9-year-old boy, he was separated from his mother because he was bought by Obi-Wan Kenobi and Qui-Gon Jinn, right? And separated from his mother and to be basically brainwashed and trained to be a Jedi. So, yeah, how fitting. How fitting that he's using this grooming language, young Padawan, yeah, and then using a little boy as his mouthpiece against his critics. Can't you find someone your own age that'll give you a positive review, Corey? You can't find somebody over the age of 30 to tell you what you want to hear, that your music doesn't suck. Yeah, okay, Corey.
Yeah. So, all right, I'm going to read some comments from the chat now that I'm on this screen. So, Kimmy says, just because there are women out there willing to be mistreated and or abused doesn't make it okay. Exactly. Shannon 412 says, Feldman's disgusting. D says he's a real piece of shit. Gina says, I asked him about that and he told me a dumbass lie. Gina, are you referring to him using a child as bait with the message with Kim? I don't know if you're able to come up on the panel, Gina, and discuss that, or if you can explain it in a comment, but let me know if you're able to come up, because I really would like to know what he told you regarding that. Katie says, whose hand? What, Stace?
Yeah, even Heather admitted. Oh, can I say her name? Even she admitted that that screenshot of him to Kim with the good-looking kid was genuine, because it showed that he'd given the information about Grissom to Kim, and it was Heather that gave it to Feldman. So that's how it was confirmed that it was genuine.
I wonder if CVH is in this little boy's inbox too. Oh my God.
Probably. Gina, I sent you the StreamYard link on Messenger. Katie says, whose hand does he grease to not be arrested? Shannon says he's always been a piece of shit and always will be. Amy says, sorry, Mon, I don't know how to reply to you all or like your comments. It's all right. Michelle says, Gina, that message to Kim was absolutely legit. HDM even acknowledged the timeline to when she passed that information to Feldman. Then he passed it on to Kim.
A month later.
Gina says, for Judy, so much love to you and apologizes for being a lead ashtray by Corey Feldman. Coleslaw Wolf says,
led astray, not lead ashtray, led astray.
Oh, sorry. Coleslaw Wolf says, a good-looking kid. We should ask Corey what a good-looking kid looks like. Is he attracted to them? He's so paranoid that the drugs. The kid is obsessed with hunting pedos and zoophiles.
Zoophiles. By the way, that's people that are into bestiality.
Okay. Hey, Gina.
Hey, I'm glad I could come up for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1 second, hon. Let me
Okay.
read a couple more of these. Future Girl says, "What is Corey Feldman really up to? Is he trying to bait the Wolfpack into focusing on him again? Does he miss the attention for us? Does he miss us that much? He's insane."
This has been constant since December. Again.
Wow. Coleslaw Wolf
He's
says,
obsessed. He's
like
obsessed.
the exact kind of kid Corey wants to use as bait. He's really in danger. Yeah, what better kid to use as bait that, gets told all the time he looks for Feldman? Michelle says, "I think there's definitely something suspicious going on, and this kid is included." All right, so Gina, we'll go over more comments in a bit, guys. So Gina, do you want to explain what Corey Feldman told you regarding that message of him?
Yes. Yeah. When that message was sent to that person, I saw it pretty much right away. And I read over it, and I was face palming at the time, because you've got to remember, this is back when I believed everything he said. And I'm like, why would he make such a dumbass comment like that? And I asked him about it. And what he told me is that it was taken out of context, and that what he meant was to get some, adult who looks like a young kid instead of an actual kid. So he tried to twist his own private DM. It was so stupid. I didn't even believe it then. So he lies like he breathes, and everyone knows that. But so many lies he's told me over the years that I look back now and I'm shaking my head like, Jesus fuck. That Kool-Aid must have been strong or something. I don't know. But he's a predator, he's an abuser, and that 13-year-old kid is in danger. That's what I feel.
Well, so he's saying he wanted to use an adult, not a kid. How do you catch a pedophile with an adult? And he literally says, get a good-looking kid to go hang out at his place.
Right. He said he meant an adult that looks like a kid.
So he finds this little boy attractive? Is that what I'm hearing?
Well,
I think he's grooming this kid now. To go to exactly what Susie's saying, and that's not even just dangerous. I mean, that could get that kid killed. His parents need to know like yesterday about this shit.
Yeah, that's another question. Are they even aware of this shit? Are they aware that their kid's online and interacting with Corey Feldman?
I doubt it.
I would love to find them and tell them.
Yes, I agree, Stacey. They definitely need to know.
And these all are adult topics, not kids' topics. He's 13, just turned 13.
Yeah, God, he's talking about sex with this kid and talking about pedophiles and zoophiles.
Yeah.
Not a good look, Corey.
No, it's really not.
Hey Gina, since you're here,
I
was just curious. How often did Corey bitch about me to you?
There were several times. I mean, he told me to block you back when you and I were friendly and stuff, and I ignored it. It was one of the very few times I ignored one of Corey's orders.
Yeah, you were the only Feld fan member that ignored him. And
yeah, that was funny. I remember that. That was funny. I'm like, dude, no. But yeah, he would go between ordering his minions to do shit, and then he did this thing with me though, to where it was even more evil and twisted. Is he brought me into his family, so to speak, and he brought me closer, and he supposedly, I mean, I know it's bullshit now, but showed me behind the veil. I thought I saw the real him. I spent actual time with him. Countless private conversations, which I still have, by the way. And just, there's so much shit. And he really is like a cult leader, in that he can twist shit. He can get people to do what he wants and get people to believe what he wants them to believe. And yeah, I mean, it's really terrifying. And he's such a predator. He's such a fucking predator.
He did the exact same thing to Michelle in the chat.
Right. Yes. Yes. Michelle and so many others who finally saw the light. And it took, I mean, how long did it take me to see the light? Years. And I was defending that man. And now I want to defend the people I should have been defending all along. Not only you guys, but the ex-angels, the other women who were abused, and definitely Judy. I am definitely team Judy. So yeah, I'm flabbergasted by the whole thing, honestly. And it's just how is he not in jail again? I mean, Jesus, there's so much proof out there that he's what he is.
I've asked that question a million times. I still can't find the answer. He should have been in prison a long time ago.
He's Hollywood, and a lot of those people really are protected.
Yeah.
It's the pedophile shit goes back to Judy Garland days and even before that, and it's very big and vast, and it's global, and it's a whole. It's a horror show of fuckery. I mean, that's the best way I can put it. But these people are protected. That's why they, you don't see any of them going to prison or getting anything really. They're just still out there doing their thing. And Corey's absolutely one of them. He tried to paint himself as a victim. No. I think he was molested? Yeah, I do believe that part. But that's the only thing I believe.
It doesn't give him the excuse to be, turn into the predator himself. And exactly. And pass in life.
I even think that, we know how jealous he was of Haim, because Haim was such a rare talent, and he was so good at acting, and he was jealous. And that jealousy fueled everything he did. Yeah, that jealousy continues to fuel everything he does.
And he was cuter than the other Corey.
Yeah. Well, when Haim came on the scene, girls went nuts, because he wasn't such a cutie. He was a real sweetheart. He seemed like such a sweetheart. And Feldman was not the sweetheart. Feldman was more of the bad boy kind of asshole type of guy.
He looks like the Grinch that stole Christmas.
Isn't it disturbing how much he looked like Charlie Sheen, though? If you think about it, it's weird. Yeah.
Maybe that's his dad. Corey Feldman, is Charlie Sheen your dad? Is that why you look so much alike?
He certainly wasn't a friend. What friend offers, was it $250,000 to film the funeral for a season 3 of the 2 Coreys?
Oh God, yeah. This guy, Stacey, you have so much information. You've been just gathering a lot. I've got my end of things. Like I said, I've kept everything. I have everything. I have all my conversations with him on Twitter. I've got a lot of shit too. So if he's gonna come at you guys and do this shit again, there's a lot of stuff I can release. So. Yeah, obviously I have no problem talking, but I want right now, my concern is for the 13-year-old child.
Well, yeah.
It's that he's setting up for, we all know. So.
And I want to go over this comment that anti-choreography poster said. He says the kid lost a Twitter account for being under the age of 13. He was already interacting with Feldman from that deleted account. He came back on Twitter after that account was deleted. So there's even more interaction between the two of them. So
if you actually look, he's got multiple accounts. So when he says my friend, that's him on another account. Some of the stuff he's posting is so triggering and disgusting. And it's a kid.
That kid, I must say, that kid's a little bizarre himself. I don't know what 12-year-old would idolize Corey Feldman of all people. Maybe if he was a kid from the 1980s when Corey was popular, but now Corey's some has-been old ass, washed up.
Yeah, people even my age that I talk to don't even know who he is.
Oh, you know how much I heard that? I would say like at the time bragging about the doc or whatever, people would be like, who? And then I'd have to explain it and drop a bunch of movie names. They'd be like, oh yeah, okay. People in our own age group who was around at that time. So it's like, yeah.
They're like, oh, I remember him. He was the worst part of Friday the 13th, the final chapter.
Yeah, it's just disgusting.
It is. It's terrifying too, because we all see what's happening, and people like Corey attract people who have issues, whether they were abused themselves or they're different in some way. That's who they go after. Because I mean, look at what's left of the Feldman. Need I say more? Look what HDM did with their fake hospital freak out. Jesus fuck, that was a hot mess. But yeah, even me, I'm a survivor a million times over. He feeds on that. He finds that, hones in on that, and that's who he puts around him. So, this kid, I mean, who knows? But
yeah,
it's a pattern.
I could totally relate, Gina, because I'm a survivor too. I have PTSD from Corey Feldman's buddy, CVH, and
I understand that, Shane. I cannot stand her. I have just a very huge dislike for that person. So
yeah,
her ASMR voice gives me the creeps.
Oh, ew. I like ew. She's so just gross. She's just over the top gross.
Michelle says, there's so many that don't even know each other that have witnessed with their own eyes his horrible behavior that have the same stories. They can't all be lying. And that's exactly what I've been screaming, Michelle, since 2017. Like my interaction with him 20 years ago, like I've talked to people who had interactions with him a year ago or 5 years ago, and it's like the same freaking story. All the other, all his victims and women that lived with him at different stages throughout the, last decade or however long, that didn't know each other before all this. All their stories are very similar. The bus driver, the security people, as far as him not paying people that do work for him, not, paying, people that come and build his studio at his house, his employees, whatever it is. Like, not everybody could be wrong and lying. Like, how does everybody have the, very similar stories that
I agree.
Know each other? It's it's just that's what always frustrated me when want to say that they don't believe my story or the victim stories. It's like, first of all, what do any of us have to gain by lying about the situation? I couldn't have made up my interactions with him, even if I wanted to make up something like that. I mean, it was just so crazy and bizarre and insane that I couldn't make something like that up. None of these people's stories have changed. And it's just like with the Hames situation. All of Hames' family members and his friends that he had since childhood or however long all have the same story in regards to him and Hames' relationship and Hames' abuse. That, Haim told everybody that it was the one incident with Dominic. And that's it. Feldman is the only one that goes with the narrative that it was Sheen. And I'm sorry, the whole Sheen thing, it just doesn't make any sense to me at all. Like, Sheen has a lot of issues, okay? But like, if he did that when he was 19 years old, there would be other victims, and like, plenty of people have spoken out against Sheen for being a womanizer and a drug addict and everything else. If there were male victims that he abused as a child, it would be out there. And I never even heard a rumor about it being out there.
You must be aware of the allegations that Denise Richards made against Charlie Sheen. Now, like, this is what got me thinking that there might be something to rumors that Charlie Sheen did something to Corey Haim, because Denise Richards alleged that, like, he was watching pornography with what looked like underage kids of both sexes.
It was child pornography, underage boys. The FBI actually took away his computer, searched it thoroughly, and returned it 2 weeks later with no charge.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, the guy definitely has, I just think that there would be, other people, victims that would have come forward but, I don't know. It is what it is. I personally tend to believe what Corey told all his family and, friends and his girlfriends and, women he was engaged to and everything else. So, thank you, Katie, so much. Katie did a super chat for $4.99, guys. Thank you so much, Katie. Greatly appreciated. And we did add things to the channel. If you guys do become a member, you get access to custom emojis. And then also after you're a member for, I think it's like 3 months is the first one, then your badge changes. And then after 6 months, your badge, that's now a star, it changes to other certain emojis. So it's a great way to support the channel, and you guys get to have some fun with emojis. So if you'd like to become a member, just click that join button. So Katie says, thank you for always bringing the truth on Corey Feldman and supporting his victims. I love you, my Wolfpack sister. Thank you. Future Girl, I don't know how to get the members link, but if you go out of the chat, right next to my channel name, you'll see the join button or become a member now. It's in like blue letters, and you just click on that, and then you pick which, I don't know what you call it, which, like what level, I guess, of member you want to be. Sorry, I couldn't think of the right word. So, okay. And then Shangy has a video he wants to share, guys. So we're going to share this video. Shangy, go ahead when you're, oh wait, I have to okay it, right?
Yeah, you just have to add it to the stream.
Okay, here we go, guys.
What's good on Corey fucking Feldman? It's the Mo Train! The Mad Shangy! Wanted me! The Mo Train! The fucking legend! To message you, Corey Feldman! Because from what he tells me, bro, you got butthurt over the Godfrey Gilfrey, whatever the fuck you think, Gilbert Godfrey cameo, bro, and got him kicked off Cameo. Bro, what the fuck happened? I know when you're growing up, bro, you were a tough ass, bro. I love the Goonies. That's the very fucking Goonie-like, bro. Your asshole is fucking puckering because someone must have ripped into you, bro. I didn't see this cameo, but apparently Gilbert Gottfried tore into your ass and you got scared and you started crying and you messaged Cameo or something like that, bro. But I don't know. It doesn't sound right to the Mo Train, bro. Now, apparently, bro, your friend CVH was sexting with the Mad Shangy and he wanted her to fuck her from behind? The Mad Shangy can hit it like that, bro? That's all right. But would you get mad about that, bro? Why would you get mad about another dude fucking some chick from behind? Unless you're kind of connected. Unless it could have been your ex, bro. Now, I know that you think you're Michael Jackson, and I've seen your fucking music videos with all those hot chicks. Now, obviously, I'm alright with hot chicks, bro, but that fucking dancing you're doing, that fucking dancing, that robot shit is no fucking dancing, bro. It's a fucking embarrassment. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if all your boys from the fucking Goonies saw that shit, bro? They'd be like, dude, what the fuck's Corey doing, bro? That's not cool. He looks like a fucking idiot. Those aren't fucking moves, bro. And Michael, what would Michael say about that shit, bro? The king of pop. The king of pop would say, Corey, what are those moves? Why are you moving like that? I didn't teach you. Bro, now, listen. Here's my problem with you, bro. It seems you've lost your way, bro, and you've become a pussy, and someone says you're scamming charity. Now, I don't know if that's fucking true, and I hope that's not, because that's the lowest of the fucking low, bro. And I've heard stories. I've had stories about people scamming charity, and if that's you, fucking karma will get your ass, bro. Now, Mad Shangy, and anyone seeing this video, bro, I want you to take your fucking hands, ball up real fucking tight, and hit him right in the fucking face and knock some sense back into Corey Feldman, because he knows what's got it in there. But I don't know what the fuck's happened to him. I've seen all kinds of videos about him. He's gone through some shit. I'm sure you have, Corey. I'm sure you fucking have. Growing up as a kid in Hollywood is not cool. It's tough. But you're grown up now. Get over that shit, dude. Get out there. Live your fucking life and stop being a pussy and a bitch and be a real fucking man like the Mo Train, who's got style, who's got fucking class, who's got charisma, and who's got a big fucking set of balls, bro. Go do it now. Fuck off, Corey fucking Feldman. But listen, the Goonies are alright with me, but still fuck off.
Uh-oh, what happened to the sound?
The picture and the sound got out of sync for some reason.
Okay. Well, yeah,
that
that's hilarious. He's really good at the roast. And
you could, I think you could tell it hurt him to say that, because he really enjoyed the Goonies. Hey, I like the Goonies too, but let's get real here. He was the most annoying one in the Goonies. I mean, I know that Martha Plimpton chick didn't get along with him because he's such a little brat.
Yeah.
Even on Friday, when they were filming Friday the 13th, the final chapter, the guy who played Jason wanted to kill him for real. He said he was an evil little kid, and he was right.
And for those of you who don't know, he tried reporting Shangy to Cameo for the last roast that we played, but obviously, all is good now. So he got butthurt about that. Well, Feldman, that's one of the things that Cameo offers, is to pay somebody to roast somebody. So, you're acting like Tammy.
Hey, Corey. At least I hired a grown man to roast you, right? You got a little kid roasting us, you little bitch.
Yeah. And I know that kid has been watching some of our videos, and I really, really hope that he just backs away from this, because it's adult situations that a child should not be involved in, or should be brought into. So I really, because that's my main concern, and I guess that's just the mom in me that you can, be a fan of his movies and not have interaction with him and not let him weaponize you and put you in dangerous situations.
And also, I've had it proved this kid is lying about his age when he's speaking to people. He tried to convince me that he was 35.
Oh yeah, Stacey, you want to tell everybody what happened there?
He basically messaged me asking about Feldman and why he was so bad. So I sent back a little reply, and then he'd come back at me saying that he got a YouTube channel where he talks about pedophiles, maps, zoophiles, and all of this stuff, and asked if I would appear on his show to have an in-depth conversation about it. And then told me he was 35. And I was like, no, your profile says you're 13. Get out of my inbox. And I blocked him.
Wow. Yeah, that's just absolutely ridiculous. So yeah. All right, guys. Well, we're gonna wrap this up. Shangy is doing a premiere on his channel. Shangy, I don't know if you have the link. If you want to drop it in the chat.
Yeah, I'll drop it.
It starts what in 30 minutes, or does it start now?
Let me check. It starts in 61 minutes.
Okay.
So there's still a little bit of time.
All right. So yeah, you guys definitely look out for that. And thank you, Stacy, Shangy, and Gina for coming up here and going over this. Do you guys have any final thoughts?
Other than I want that kid's parents found, no.
Yeah.
I'm wondering what the hell made Motrain think that Corey Feldman was tough at one point, that he was a badass kid. He was always a little dork. He was never tough. What the hell? Like, I guess that's the power of acting, I guess. What the hell, man?
All right.
I can eat that guy.
Yeah. Oh, and for those of you that are messaging me, because I had said I was doing an interview this evening with that woman on TikTok that I met, that her parents were murdered. That is going to be sometime this week. Hopefully, she just messaged me back during this live, and she's just having a hard day today. And so we've been trying to get together and touch base to go over things before the stream. It was supposed to be tonight at 5, but she's just having a bad day. Obviously, this is all new and fresh to her, so I'll probably just announce it the day of at this point because of everything she's having to deal with. And we'll go from there. So just make sure you're subscribed and be on the lookout for that, because it's really a important story that needs to be shared, and tragic, and hoping that we can help her share her story. So that's about that. And my final thoughts are, I've already said it. My concern is for this child and his safety. It definitely, in my opinion, Feldman is grooming this child for his sick and twisted BS that he does. And, I agree his parents should be made aware of it if there's a way to do that. I absolutely 100% back that up. So, feel free to message me if anybody has any information or concerns or questions. And just stay, we'll be live again, I'm sure, because every time, I think I'm done with this twerp, he does something else that, needs to be addressed.
Corey. Why do you need a little kid to defend you on the internet? Do you know, like, you look like a pussy, man. Like, Do you see me grooming kids to defend the Mad Shangy? You know, when people are talking smack about me, do you see me crying, Corey? Right? And you're way more famous than I am. Suck it up, pal.
Yeah. All right. On that note, everybody have a good night and take care. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.